Send money to the Philippines with Kabayan Remit. First, download the mobile app on the App Store or Google Play. To get started, register and create an account by selecting your country and entering your personal details. Then, click Register. Once registered, log into your account with the details you've signed up with. Then, create a new beneficiary. To ensure fast and secure transactions, you need to input their personal details as well as their bank details for credit to account transactions. To send money, choose a beneficiary, then input the amount you wish to send. Select your preferred delivery method or the most convenient way for your beneficiary to receive the money. Select your preferred payment option and pay for the transaction. That's it. Your money is usually delivered to the Philippines within an hour. Send money anytime, anywhere. Kabayan Remit, a service you can count on.
Hi, we're Fourth Impact, and hello to all the viewers of Pusong Pinoy with Malcolm Conlan.
Thank you for always supporting Fourth Impact, and please, you can download our new song, No More.
And all digital platforms.
Yes, and you can follow us on all our social media accounts. Just type Fourth Impact, and everything is verified. So,
Thank you. God bless everyone. Keep safe.
Hi guys, welcome to Pusong Pinoy with Malcolm Conlan. This is Series 2, Episode 3. And I'm really excited to be carrying on with this project, uniting Filipinos and, of course, sharing my love for the Philippines and the Filipino community. I'm really Pusong Pinoy. I really feel that I have the heart for the Philippines. It's fantastic to be here again. I'd like to introduce you to some amazing guests, and I'm really honored to be able to have my first guest, Jhermeroy. And he's very much involved in the Filipino community, as well as being a nurse in the UK. He's involved in many different projects. So hi, tell us a little bit about yourself, introduce yourself, and yeah, let's go ahead.
Hello everyone, and welcome to all the viewers of Pusong Pinoy by Malcolm Conlan. My name is Jhermy, and I'm a nurse by profession. I've been here in the UK for more than 20 years now. And I've co-founded a group called Musika Silangan, which is a musical group in Romford area. We've done some charity events before. I'm also involved in the community activities quite a lot as well. I'm very active in the Filipino community.
That's fantastic. It's funny because we've bumped into each other in many different events, and I've known you for a long time. If I can just ask you a little bit about where you're from in the Philippines, when you came over here, and your kind of journey, if you like.
Yeah, I'm originally from Manila, so I'm Manileño. So I came over here back in '99. I work in St. Luke's Medical Center in Quezon City.
I know St. Luke's. Wow.
Yeah, St. Luke's. Yeah. Thank you, Malcolm. I work there. We might have some viewers there who is from St. Luke's. I was in St. Luke's between '97 to '99. I work in the Institute of Neurosciences.
Wow.
And then a friend of mine actually encouraged us. Why not apply in United Kingdom? Back then, applying in America is very popular. Everybody goes to America. But then, a friend of ours said, let's go, let's apply. And we were surprised how quick it was. And, applying in America takes a long time. And we managed to come over here like within, I think, 6 months or even less. So yeah, I work for UCLH. They were my employers. I work in the neurological National Neuro Hospital in Queen's Square.
I've been there
It
many
was a
times. Yeah.
yeah, it was
Mm,
a very good journey for me.
mm,
Um, Ups and downs. I've been into a lot of like hobbies, like yeah, like photography, a band. I was involved in Philippine Theater UK as well, and organizing, being an official photographer in major events here, like when Parokya and Edgar was here, Bamboo, David Pomeranz, who else? Even Yang and Danielle. I was the official photographer there. I was also
mm,
involved in this group called Filipino Entrepreneurs Circle. So
hmm.
yeah, I've been here for like wow, 20 years now. I've been involved in a lot of things, and I really enjoyed my journey in here. As you can see my pictures there.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
awesome. It's kind of funny how many of these events that I've been to as well. With Yang and Daniel and Bamboo as well. I got
yeah.
to meet Bamboo at his hotel. I don't know if you even took that picture. There's a picture of me of Bamboo sitting on the couch in the hotel. I really don't know,
Oh,
but it's great. It's nice that you're involved in so many different areas. But just going back to your nursing briefly.
mhm,
I really admire the dedication of Filipino nurses in the UK, particularly in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. It's been an incredibly difficult time, and sadly, quite a few nurses have tragically lost their lives, kind of serving not only the Philippines, but kind of helping us and really battling against COVID-19. Obviously, we can't go into specific details, but how have
mhm.
you found this time? How has it been for you, and any issues, and how's it been?
I think it was. I used to work in Romford in Barking-Hebring Redbridge. I think
Mm.
we've seen each other there.
We met
I
each
think
other
once.
there
Yeah,
as well.
at least once. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was there. I was a clinical nurse specialist for stroke, so I was in A&E most of the time. But in January, I actually moved here in St. George's in Tooting.
Wow. Very busy
So
hospital.
from being like hands-on clinical, from a clinical nurse specialist, I went into a discharge coordinator, which is less
Mm.
contact with patients, and just at the lockdown was announced, we were actually moved into an office. So I think it was really a blessing in disguise for me, because
Mm.
I wasn't exposed into COVID patients. So up until this time, I'm still in the discharge hub. We call it the discharge hub, and there are lots of cases, and beds are like really precious. That's why
Mm.
our role as discharge coordinators are really important, because we have to uh, discharge patients safely in order to
Mm.
accommodate the surge of COVID cases. Because, as you
Mm.
know, like operating theaters, recoveries, even wards are converted into intensive care setting
Mm.
to accommodate the cases. So yeah, I was just like I was very thankful as well that I wasn't really uh, exposed in the COVID environment.
Mm. But of course, your job as a discharge coordinator is a very difficult job. It's a hard job. I know that when I worked in the ambulance service, we'll show up maybe on a ward, and maybe the medications aren't ready, or maybe something needs to be written, and then of course
Exactly.
we can only stay for like 15 minutes, and then we have to leave. So
Ex-
there was often occasions where I had discharge coordinators nearly offering on their knees, offering me cups of tea to make me stay for another 10 minutes. And then, of course, it's a
exactly.
juggling
Exactly.
act, because when you send these COVID-19 patients to a nursing home, the nursing home then has the issue as well. And then, of
Yeah.
course, if there's already positive patients, you can't send them there. So it's a very, very technical job. And just to go back to the history of when you came here, as you probably know, we had, I guess, a lot of our British nurses started to kind of, at the time they were retiring, going into the private sector. So there was a time back in that time where you had the old nursing colleges, if you might remember, in the UK. And
Hmm.
basically then they went to the new university style. So what was happening was the nurses of those generations then started to retire. They started to move on. So there was a big recruitment drive from the Philippines. And of course, what's happening now, which I think is quite incredible, is all of those nurses who started off then have now become the managers, the sisters, the ward managers, and they're now training British nurses, which I think is excellent. It's almost full circle because you have senior Filipino nurses, you know, training, as I said, training our British nurses. So, you know, it's great. You know, people talk about they don't want foreigners, they don't want immigrants. But I've said this before and I'll say this again. I think without the contribution of the 7,000 or 8,000 Filipino nurses in the UK, I think we would really struggle in the NHS. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Even here in St. George's, most of I was surprised as well. Here in St. George's, a lot of Filipinos are actually occupying like high posts, like chief of nursing, assistant chief of nursing. You know, and it's really good to see all those progressions from us Filipinos.
It's nice, you know, whenever I don't do that job anymore, but whenever I go on a ward, it was really nice to kind of see a Filipino nurse and I'd speak a little bit in Tagalog and then they would get in trouble for talking in Tagalog, you know, but,
exactly.
but it's kind of fun. And you were at St. Luke's. Now, St. Luke's is the hospital, but of course it's very expensive. And I think that's the thing with medical care in the Philippines. I think, you know, things are going in the right direction. There have been a lot of improvements. But still, I think it's the case that if you go to one of the hospitals like St. Luke's and other hospitals, you know, you've got to have the money. And that's the sort of sad bit. You know, there is PhilHealth and everything else, but I guess that's the reality, isn't it? But I think you've come from one of the best hospitals in the Philippines. So when you came here and you saw the NHS, you know, how did you deal with that? Because, of course, over here, everyone doesn't, well, they do pay through their taxes. But, of course, over here, you don't have to sort of pay at source. What was the difference? How did you find it, you know, dealing with NHS patients?
A huge difference, I would say. Because in the Philippines, we follow the American system. So we used to all those kind of settings. And then when we came over here, it's really a huge adjustment, especially with the terms. They use quite a lot of informal terms in here. But back in the Philippines, you know, we really use all those medical terms.
Yeah.
But here, you know, like, for instance, like, urinal, they just call it bottle here, you know.
Of course. And then of course there's the other thing as well, isn't it, that doctors are very highly respected in the Philippines, and doctors to some extent are almost like God. And doctors can do no wrong, but I think over here, I think when you've got your medical students, your FY first year medical students, you know, it is the case that they learn a lot, and a lot of them readily admit they like working with Filipino nurses because in fact they're learning from the nurses. You know, it's so, being a doctor is obviously a very difficult journey, a very long journey, as is being a nurse. But I think over here you work in a partnership, and I think it's lovely because the senior Filipino nurses are the one who can say to the doctors, actually, you might want to do this, you might want to do this. It's more of a partnership. Whereas I think some of the problems may be related to COVID-19 is that for some of the new nurses, doctors and authority are kind of revered. And that might be some of the problems. Like, you know, they might not wear their PPE. They might be kind of going forward because they're not really able to say, no, I'm not doing it. And that's the thing, you know, I think there's a lot of that. There's coming out now that there is a lot of that in fact, that you have to, as a Filipino nurse, a newly qualified Filipino nurse, you know, not all of your managers are God, you know, you just treat them as equals. And do you agree that might be part of the problem?
Yeah, here, basically, that's one thing that I like in here as well, because as you said, back home, you really have to address them like doctor. But here you just call them by name. And
which is awesome.
Exactly, yeah. And then here as well, you are like, your input is very important. Even the consultant will ask you, nurse, do you have any, or they call you by name, of course.
Because you see them all
Jhermy,
the time, you know.
Exactly, yeah. Is there any more inputs that you would like to tell the team? You know, our input is really very important. And going back to your question about, is it about seniority or that Filipinos are not able
exactly
to?
Right. Yeah, exactly right. And that might be sort of an issue in that there are some here in the UK, the nurses have got to a very senior position. But in the Philippines, of course, it's the doctor, the hospital management. You almost kind of have to follow their instructions. And here is a little bit different. And I think that's good.
No. Even the night managers, especially during night shift, it's actually managed by the nurses. So
Mm.
whatever the night manager says to the doctor, he has to follow that one, because obviously the
Mm.
doctor's role is to for the cure, for the medical
Mm.
treatment. But
Mm. You're nursing, you're
anything,
caring for them,
yeah,
you see them on a daily basis, you know what's
exactly,
going on if they're not eating, and the same thing for the healthcare assistants. It's all part of a
exactly.
team. What I've learned is that the healthcare assistants' role is very, very important because they're the ones going to be doing the washing, they're the ones who are going to pick up on their behavior, they're the ones who are going to
Hmm.
know if they're feeding properly, and it is a team effort. So I do think that we have a great system here. Of course, you have a different system in the Philippines, but also think
Hmm.
that we're doing very well here as well.
Exactly. I agree. I agree. Yeah.
Anyway, so let's move on. Sorry about that. I just do
That's
like
okay.
talking about these things, and let's move on to talk about you're involved in Philippine theatre as well, and kind of in your
Yeah.
photography. Tell us a little bit about that, kind of your involvement there.
Photography. So basically, when I first came over here, my obviously you need to have some sort of hobby, to move your mind, take your mind off
Mm.
being homesick. Sorry, being homesick. So we formed a band. So that was my very first like sort of activity here, and then we played in barrio fiestas as well. The last time was
Nice.
2005. If you remember Agamulak, all those Rica
Aga, yeah, of
Parejo.
course I
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
remember with Aga,
We,
we were jamming
yeah,
with Chris and on the stage, and I remember that. That was
yeah. That was
awesome.
2005. That was
Yeah,
TFC and
yeah, yeah. That was
everything.
the Dubai. Aga came over. That was the time of the
Oh,
Dubai movie, wasn't it? That he started to come over as
I
well.
see, I see. Yeah. So we played on
Mm.
that one as well. So after that, we disbanded, and then for 8 years, I haven't no involvement in music. But in the meantime, I got busy with photography. It became my hobby after music.
Mm-hmm.
So I got involved into photography. So I did it semi professionally
Mm-hmm.
in our local area. I used to do like photography for christening, first communion, confirmation, all those things. And then in the community, I became interested with live events. That's why I got involved with being the one of the official photographers when Razorheads was here. I
Oh
was the
yeah,
official
yeah.
photographer there. Bamboo, I mentioned earlier. Yang and Daniel, Ima Castro, David
Yeah, Ema. Yeah,
Pomeranz.
yeah, yeah. All names
Who
I
else?
know.
Yeah, yeah. All those. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got involved on the all, even Fort Impact when they were in Berkshire in Slough.
Mm.
So yeah. So I enjoyed all those all those things. Parokya ni Edgar when they were here. So I was the
Yes,
official
yes.
photographer for those one, and then
Nice.
so that was my photography life. So
And
and then
migrants. I've just seen your photograph of migrants. I just wanted to
oh,
cut in
okay.
there. That was something that I thought was very, very important, and it was a really important sort of portrayal of Filipinos. And I love that. I think it was the best production that Philippine Theatre UK has done, and I believe it's going to become a movie. Has that happened yet? Is that still being considered?
It is, I think next year. I think next year, yeah.
Wow.
That's what Director Montañoso said. So after photography, it is really my passion, even back in college, to be involved in like a stage play. But I didn't get
Mm.
the chance to. And then in our local area, I was looking for like a theater group, and most of them are like only accepting until like teenagers. And
Mm.
during the time, I was already like on my 30s, mid 30s, and I couldn't really find any theater group that I can get involved in. So I was browsing Facebook, and then I just saw this PTUK, and then I just look into
Mm.
it, and then just in time during the time, they were looking for people to take part in a play, which was for From Heaven with Love. So I
Mm.
went
I
to
watched it.
the
Yeah.
Philippine. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So I went to the Philippine embassy to I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anybody.
Mm.
So I just went there because it was something that I would really would like to do. I went there, I auditioned, and then the rest is history. So
Mm-hmm.
I ended up getting the lead role for that one because one of the members has to do something, and he has to pull himself out. So
Mm.
I became I became the lead role for that From Heaven with Love, and then
Yeah. Nice.
Migrants, the movie, and then Aswang as well. So yeah, so those were my
Mm.
involvements in the Philippines. It's like a uh, tick in my bucket. I have a
Your
bucket
bucket
list, and
list. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so I've ticked that
Yeah,
already. And it's really a
yeah.
great feeling. It's really a great feeling to be
No,
involved
it's
in a
nice. It's
stage play.
nice.
It's like
Yeah.
it's my dream as well.
Yeah, no, I really do appreciate you joining us. As you know, we're going to have Susan Lovejoy on as well. So this is going to be a show with a joint guest. It's been fantastic talking to you. I'm really pleased to hear what you've been doing. And also, I'd like to congratulate you as well on all your hard work. And of course, particularly your involvement helping us with the COVID-19 pandemic. Not only yourself, but all of your colleagues. Please do send them my very best wishes. We have a couple of messages. We have a message from Josephine Canna, a very good one,
Yeah.
Jhermy. Keep it up, which is nice. Is Josephine one
Yes.
of your friends?
Yes. From Queen's Hospital. Queen's Hospital.
I've been there as
It's
well.
stroke.
You know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. Has
funny.
to.
I can't remember who I've seen and who I haven't seen, but I do remember you. And obviously, I've been in the various hospitals, and I'm sure our paths have crossed in my previous employment, maybe more than once.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
thank you very much anyway.
Thank you
Really
very much.
appreciate talking to you. We're going to go to a short break right now, and we'll be back soon. Thank you so much. Maraming
Thank you.
maraming salamat. Thank you.
Maraming salamat, Malcolm. Thank you very
Bye.
much. Thank you.
Bye.
Send money to the Philippines with Kabayan Remit. First, download the mobile app on the App Store or Google Play. To get started, register and create an account by selecting your country and entering your personal details. Then, click Register. Once registered, log into your account with the details you signed up with. Then, create a new beneficiary. To ensure fast and secure transactions, you need to input their personal details as well as their bank details for credit to account transactions. To send money, choose a beneficiary, then input the amount you wish to send. Select your preferred delivery method or the most convenient way for your beneficiary to receive the money. Select your preferred payment option and pay for the transaction. That's it. Your money is usually delivered to the Philippines within an hour. Send money anytime, anywhere. Kabayan Remit, a service you can count on.
Hi, my name's Jane Walker. I'm the founder and the CEO of the Purple Community Fund. We work with some of the poorest children and families in the Philippines. We run an integrated service plan from education, health, nutrition, social intervention, livelihood workshops, right the way through to business startups. And our goal is really to see as many Filipino families as we possibly can help to have a better and more sustainable and safe life. I have this great pleasure of welcoming you to Pusong Pinoy with Malcolm Conlan. And I've known Malcolm for a very long time, and he has been a massive supporter of the Purple Community Fund. In fact, Malcolm's been a massive supporter of pretty much everything Filipino. His drive, his passion, and his energy is just absolutely admirable. He is a voice for the Filipino community in Britain. He supports all up-and-coming bands and charities that are doing work in the Philippines, and I know you are going to really enjoy this show.
Hi, we're Fourth Impact, and hello to all the viewers of Pusong Pinoy with Malcolm Conlan.
Thank you for always supporting Fourth Impact, and please, you can download our new song, No More.
and all digital platforms.
Yes, and you can follow us on all our social media accounts. Just type Fourth Impact, and everything is verified. So,
Thank you. God bless everyone. Keep safe.
Hi guys, welcome back. It's been really great to talk to Jhermy. He's got a great story, and it's an absolute honor and a privilege to be able to speak to Susan Lovejoy as well. I've really admired her journey and her story, and also her passion for singing and her passion for being involved in the Filipino community. Susan, are you there? Fantastic. Hi, Susan.
Hi.
It's really great to have you as my second guest. I'm really happy about this. I've just been watching. I remember you on The Voice when you first auditioned, and it was absolutely great. But I've just been watching through the YouTube again, and if you type Susan Lovejoy, The Voice, you can actually watch Susan's audition. But firstly, I want to ask you about cake and how that came about. You were given some cake on the show. What happened?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, you need to put your headphones on though to be a little bit louder.
Yeah. There's something wrong with my Bluetooth.
Oh, okay,
Sorry,
that's fine. Yeah, just come a little
bit.
bit closer. That's fine. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yeah, I can
Fantastic.
hear you.
I can hear you too. All right, excellent. Yeah. So, tell me a little bit about your audition. What happened? You even got to hug Tom Jones. Tell us about that experience.
Oh yeah, actually it was accidental. Somebody did apply for me. For the show. I didn't know, and I just received an email and a phone call that I am due to do this audition. So I actually changed my mind. I was like confused, because I said no, I'm not. I'll never gonna make it even in the television, because my God, it's London. London is just full of talented people. So I rang my on the day. I already on the day of the audition, I changed my mind. I said, no, I'm not going to the audition. I'm just going shopping with my auntie Lydia. Because no way, I don't know. I want to waste my time, because I knew that I'm not gonna make it in the television. And then so I rang Auntie Lydia Sumang, and I said, oh, we're gonna meet. Come on, let's meet for, like, we always meet, like, for a coffee or for a meal, lunch, like that. So come here, she said. Come here in London. We'll meet, and we'll decide, she said. So eventually, actually, I really changed my mind. I wasn't prepared, and I just wore something like going to the market with my flip flops.
You say that, but you wore that absolutely amazing, stunning dress of the Union Jack. That's got to be one of the biggest. On your first time.
Jack, no. Oh, you go there, just audition, and you can wear what you want. But me, because I wasn't really serious about it. So I saw, when I saw my Auntie Lydia, she said, no, Susan, come on, I'm taking you there. We went to, so it was in Hilton, Wembley. And the queue was like miles and miles of queue. I said, no, I'm not gonna make this. I don't want a queue like this. It's a lot, Malcolm. It's a lot. But anyway, we were there around 9 or 10, and then I did not audition till 5. Imagine that. How long is the queue?
Wow.
5 p.m.
Yeah.
And we oh my God, I was so hungry, and we were so hungry. And then at around 10 o'clock, they announced that I was one of the 2. There were 2 that day who were chosen. It was
wow, seriously, out of all of the day. Oh my God.
Then, yeah,
that's amazing.
So from that audition, there were around 10 more stages before you got the actual television. So it's like 6 months filming.
You know, it's incredible. You know, it's lovely that you've been able to represent the Philippines, but also I love the fact that when you actually had your voice audition on television, I think it's nice that you wore the Union Jack. I think that really made the show. I think it was really, really lovely. And then I was watching back where they were talking about the cake as well, and the song with the cake. Tell us about that. Was really fun. I think it's got to be one of the best
So,
auditions of that season.
so on the I think on the eighth on the third month of filming, so I got through again on the eighth stage, and then the, BBC coordinator said, Susan, what are you gonna wear? Can you bring three costumes or three clothes that you want to wear, and then they will choose it. So I brought that one that I was wearing on television, and I brought another white one because I like white. So I brought a
Mm.
white gown, and then I brought a black, and they chose the one with the Union Jack.
Nice, nice,
They
and it
chose
was a
it, and then
it was an amazing experience. I'm sure. You know, what did it feel like to actually do that? I'd be terrible. I'm nervous when I do this. You know, to be on stage, to be in front of all those people. Tell us about how you were
I was
feeling
really
when that was
nervous.
happening.
Yeah. So it was like it was an experience of a lifetime I will never forget, and I realized that how the BBC do the filming is so
Mm,
professional.
mm.
It's really professional, and it was like a dream come true to see Tom Jones,
Yeah, and you
and
got
of
to hug
course,
him as well.
yeah,
I'm a fan as
and we
well.
like, and
Yeah,
I
no,
think
it
of
was.
them. It's just like, my God, you can see them like almost
Mm.
every day.
Well, if you watch the final, there's a
So
clip of you, and they said yours was their best interview of the series.
yes, because actually when we're filming it, we became like a close family in the production. Even now,
Hmm.
when for example when I go to the BBC, like when I watched the one show the other time, the uh, the crew, they still recognize me. They know me. We have a
Yeah.
lot. Filming. We When we were filming it, me and the remaining contestants, there were 40 of us who were featured on the television. So all of us became good friends and like a family there. We don't care if we win or not. It's just like it was so enjoyable, as if there was no competition at all, and we still communicate nowadays. And if I have a gig, they come to my gig. If they have a gig,
Wow.
sometimes I go to the gigs. So we became like friends and family, and it's really nice.
Mm. We're just having a bit of an issue with the sound at the moment. I don't know if you're sort of leaning your phone on something. It's a little bit crackly. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. All right, fantastic. Yeah, so tell us a little bit about your journey. When did you come to the UK? Whereabouts are you from in the Philippines?
I was born in Pampanga, in San Fernando, Pampanga. It is located in Luzon,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like 2 hours from Manila.
Pampanga, I know it. I pass it all the time. Whenever I go back home to Pangasinan, we drive past Pampanga and on our journey on the expressway.
Yeah. You went
Yeah.
to Clark Air Base. That's where you
Yeah,
landed, didn't
so
you?
it's exactly. So my wife has been to when my wife has flown through to Clark. I've been to Clark once, but of course also when you're on your way to Pangasinan, you can see not Pampanga itself, but you can kind of drive past it.
Yeah. It is the Christmas capital of Asia, Pampanga.
Yeah, exactly right. So what made you want to come to the UK, and what's your journey? Tell us.
Um, how did I came to UK?
Yeah,
I met my British husband in
nice.
Dubai. When I was working there, I was also like a part-time performer there. I performed with an orchestra and then a band. So there's like an agent in Dubai. Sometimes they put me with the band. Sometimes they put me with the orchestra. Sometimes just me and a pianist in the lobby,
Uh-huh.
like in the hotel.
Yeah.
In the morning, I work in the office. I work for an old company, and then eventually I work for Skechers. I was administrator there in the office of the Skechers. You know the shoes.
Yes, yes, yes.
I was in their main office. I worked there, and then at night, I sing in the lobby.
Nice. Wow.
The pianist. This,
Nice.
I'm Langit. He was like my musical director then. So,
Nice.
and then eventually I end up singing because I was given a good contract. So I I have to be in the hotel because we were like the resident musicians of the hotel. So the hotel took us. So I don't have to pay my rent for my house. So.
Nice. Can we just quickly go to a break if that's all right? Susan, we're just going to quickly just go to a quick break and we'll be back right soon. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for watching and we'll see you soon. Hi guys, this is Malcolm Conlan of Pusong Pinoy. I just wanted to let you know more about Kabayan Remit and how you can send money home safely and quickly to your family in the Philippines. You can now send money to the Philippines from the UK, Gibraltar, Ireland, Germany and the Netherlands with Kabayan Remit. It's very easy. All you need to do is download the mobile app on the App Store or Google Play and then register your details. Once registered, add a new beneficiary. To send money, go to the Send Money page and select your beneficiary. Choose your preferred delivery method, whether you wish to send the funds directly to your recipient's bank account or through a cash pickup outlet. Then enter the amount you want to send. Finally, you can pay for the transaction by debit card or online bank transfer, and you're done. Your money is usually delivered to the Philippines within an hour. Guys, it's so simple. I use Kabayan Remit whenever I'm sending money back home to my family. A few minutes after I've used the app, I receive a text message to my phone and I receive an email to let me know that the money has gone through or it's being processed. And then when it's delivered, I normally get another email. All of this takes place within an hour. It's quick, it's efficient, it's such an easy process. I would really recommend that you use Kabayan Remit for all of your money sending needs. Maraming salamat at mabuhay.
Send money to the Philippines with Kabayan Remit. First, download the mobile app on the App Store or Google Play. To get started, register and create an account by selecting your country and entering your personal details. Then, click Register. Once registered, log into your account with the details you signed up with. Then, create a new beneficiary. To ensure fast and secure transactions, you need to input their personal details as well as their bank details for credit to account transactions. To send money, choose a beneficiary, then input the amount you wish to send. Select your preferred delivery method or the most convenient way for your beneficiary to receive the money. Select your preferred payment option and pay for the transaction. That's it. Your money is usually delivered to the Philippines within an hour. Send money anytime, anywhere. Kabayan Remit, a service you can count on.
Hi guys, and we're back. Thank you so much to Kabayan Remit again, and thank you to everybody who's been involved in this project. It's a real honor and a privilege to be able to talk to people in the community and to be able to kind of share time with you guys. I'd like to introduce Susan again. It's over to you, Susan. How you doing?
I'm fine. Can you
Ah,
hear me?
perfect. Perfectly. Sorry, we had a little
Can
bit
you
of
hear
a
me now?
sound. Yes, yeah, keep your headphones on if you can. We had a bit of a sound issue before. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, excellent. Good. So we know you're an incredible singer. You know, I've been watching some of your YouTube, looking at some of your photos, and it'd be really nice to kind of hear you sing a little bit for us. And also you play the guitar, which I didn't know. So if you're able to, if you wanted to give us a few bars, that would be awesome.
Um, hang
Or
on.
may yeah, no
Can I just
worries.
have
No.
a cappella because I don't
Yeah,
have my
that'd be
mic.
amazing. That'd be amazing. I'd just love to hear you sing. You know, this is going to be a first for our show to be able to hear somebody kind of sing live on our show with a guitar is going to be awesome. So if you can, that'd be incredible.
Can I just sing the a cappella?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, my nails are a bit long. I cannot. I couldn't play the guitar properly. I just want to dedicate this one to the whole world because this is what it needs. Yeah. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for fun, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and rivers enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for fun, but for everyone.
Oh, that's lovely. That's really beautiful. Thank you so much for that. You know, I really appreciate you doing that for us. We saw some incredible photos that we've just seen, and particularly one of you at the Barrio Fiesta to London. What was that experience like, singing in front of all those people, and of course being involved in that show as well?
Oh, it's so amazing. It's so amazing how how the Filipinos gather together and being there, having fun and supporting our Filipino products. They're supporting the show, and also especially seeing all these famous stars and singing some Filipino songs and giving back the heritage, showing our culture to the people here, especially those Filipinos who were born here and they never know about our culture. So it's really nice that our organizers here in London organize Barrio Fiestas like this, because I think that's the main reason for Barrio Fiesta, to unite all the Filipinos, not only the Filipinos, but usually everyone, around the world, but mostly, of course, us. So that to know that we have a unique culture, a unique what you call a unique country, rich in
Yeah, of course.
with
You know,
talents and things, yeah.
You know, it's really nice to have had you had you on the show. It's really nice to talk to you. You know, it's really incredible that you're also so involved with the community. And of course, you've been singing at various places. Whenever we see each other, you're always kind of very much engaged. And you're really an ambassador, I believe, for the community. And really, you know, the community should be really, really proud of you and what you're doing. Thank you so much, Susan. You know, we've had so many comments from people as well. So I'd like to ask you if you can greet all of your watchers as well.
Oh, I'd like to say hi to everyone. Thank you for watching and listening. And by this, you are supporting not only our handsome Mr. Malcolm Conlan, but also Pusong Pinoy. And thank you so much to everyone who'd been part of my journey and our journey here in the UK. God bless you all, and I love you.
Mark Barton sent us a message. Loving the show. Jhermy and Susan, both great interviews. Well done, Malcolm. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for joining us again. Brilliant. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much, Mark. Carlos watching from Doha, Qatar. Keep safe, everyone. And Christopher, Josh, Noel, Khaleesi. Very professional show. I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much for that. And there's something in Spanish, maybe? Hola, amiga Susan B. Lovejoy. Desde Madrid con amor te veo. I think we've lost the sound from sound, Susan. Anyway, thanks so much, guys. Anyway, best wishes, and we'll see you again in Pusong Pinoy with Malcolm Conlan. Thank you very much for being part of this. Thanks so much to Kabayan Remit. Maraming salamat.
Send money to the Philippines with Kabayan Remit. First, download the mobile app on the App Store or Google Play. To get started, register and create an account by selecting your country and entering your personal details. Then, click Register. Once registered, log into your account with the details you signed up with. Then, create a new beneficiary. To ensure fast and secure transactions, you need to input their personal details as well as their bank details for credit to account transactions. To send money, choose a beneficiary, then input the amount you wish to send. Select your preferred delivery method or the most convenient way for your beneficiary to receive the money. Select your preferred payment option and pay for the transaction. That's it. Your money is usually delivered to the Philippines within an hour. Send money anytime, anywhere. Kabayan Remit, a service you can count on.